Hello and welcome to Profiles in Risk. It is a beautiful Friday afternoon, and this is your host, Tony Cañas. Today I have with me NavaJeevan, founder and CEO at InsOps. Nava, thank you for joining me today. How's it going?
Going well. Hi, Tony. I'm a long-time listener, first-time guest. Thanks for having me in your show. Thank you.
Fantastic. And for any listeners out there, if you run an Insurtech that hasn't been on the show, it is very easy to get on the show. Send me a message. I want you on the show. So we are recording Friday, March 28th, and it says on LinkedIn that you are in Chicago. So Chicago, late March, it could be beautiful like spring, or it could still be snow. How's Chicago looking?
The first one, right? So today is 70,
Oh,
as if like
amazing.
you are entering into the summer. We are not even talking the spring. Straight away, it seems like we are entering into the summer. Beautiful weather today.
That is
Tony.
ridiculously nice. That's probably warmer than here in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Or very, very similar. That is fantastic. Enjoy that. There's a fair chance you'll still get snow later before going, in April, you might still get snow.
Mhm.
So now we always give the guest a chance to give the elevator pitch. What is InsOps?
All right. Thank you. Hey, Tony, first of all, you are doing great, in your podcast, covering so many areas within the insurance industry. So helpful. I listen to all your podcasts. Thank you so much for doing
Thank
that.
you.
Yes. So InsOps, right? It's on Insurtech company, focusing mainly in the PNC insurance space. And within the insurance, we focus mainly the data migration, the legacy modernization, right? So that is our core focus. So we help our customers sunset their legacy system by taking their data from the old system and seamlessly putting that into the modern platform. So that's how we help our customers.
Okay. So not a lot of explanation needed on why this is needed. I think that basically everybody who's been in insurance, in traditional insurance for more than a couple of years has seen, or more than a couple of months, has seen that a lot of insurance runs on really creaky old systems. And
Yes.
and even if it has a nice UI on the front, there's a very good chance there's an AS400 in the background that's still number one, being very expensive to update.
Yeah.
Number two, being expensive to even keep it legal, basically, like update just with legal and we just with compliance needs, and launching a new product or a new line or a new state is expensive and takes forever and a day, right?
Yeah.
So all the carriers are, and a lot of the brokers are in this process of updating their systems. Okay, so basically, how can you, like, number one, why is it so hard
Yeah.
to move the data to whatever system we want to go to, and how can you help us with that?
Good. That's a good one. Tony, as you would know, modernization is a new buzzword, right? Across the industry, and insurance industry is doing a lot of modernization with their policy system, billing system, and claim system. Why? Insurance is one of the oldest industry in the world, which means the systems that they have, the insurance industry has very old, right? They are 30 to 40 to 50 to even 60 years old, as you rightly mentioned, AS400, mainframe, IMS, homegrown. they're all running, maybe they're trying to put a new skin on top of it, but it's putting a bandage, right? Rather than curing the actual the problem, right? And that is where that's not only not just that, Tony. If customers, if customers if customer wants to migrate the data or modernize their platform, it is not easy. First of all, migration itself, it's very complicated, and it is very, very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Just to I will share some metrics with you. The minimum timeline and the maximum timeline for the migration is somewhere between 14 months to 48 months, right? And how much does it cost? Somewhere between 1 million to $10 million,
Mm-hmm.
right? And not just that, more than 74% of the insurance ecosystems are legacy systems right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's where customers, let me put it this way, most of the insurers strongly feel that if they are not going to sunset the legacy systems, those systems will sunset their business,
Uh-huh.
right?
I'm a non-technical guy, right?
Yeah,
I know insurance, I don't know technology, although I interview a lot of tech people. What I keep hearing over and over is they transition, and yet the old system doesn't go away, right?
yeah,
It's so hard to fully transition. Uh,
exactly.
why is it? Why is it so hard to fully transition?
Because they have most of the 40 years, 50 years of the transactions are right now sitting on the legacy ecosystems, right? Like 40 years old, 50 years, which means they have the huge data sitting on the insurance ecosystem, and they're pretty much tied to most of other systems that would be integrated with, say, policy system and claim system. For example, when you say policy system, it is not just a policy system, right? The policy systems are integrated with, say, the financial systems, and then underwriting systems, right? And then if you're talking claim systems are integrated with litigation system, right? And financial systems again, right? So there are a lot of systems, first notice of loss. So all these systems are tightly integrated
And
with the core systems. That is the reason why they are not able to move quickly from the old system.
and all of those systems, uh, going forward, will talk to each other on APIs.
Exactly. And that is
But
exactly.
the legacy ones, that's
Yes.
not the case, right? That
That is
we built like we bought a claim system, and we built or we bought a billing system, and we built a claim system, and we acquired a couple of companies that had different policy management systems, and we just kind of built a bridge between all of them. But it's
exactly.
not API, right? So basically, any change in one
Yeah,
puts the entire ecosystem at risk, makes
exactly.
it
That is the
extremely expensive.
complexity. You are spot on, right?
Okay.
That's the complexity of having and maintaining the legacy infrastructure. And that's where companies are moving to modern systems like
Mm-hmm.
Guidewire, Ducktree,
Mm-hmm.
Majesco, Sapiens, right? Insurity,
Okay.
and
So real quick. So yes, in the last several years, we have seen let's use Guidewire as an example, but it could be any of them. It could be Duck Creek or whoever, right? So we have seen just an incredible number of companies transition to a Guidewire or Guidewire-like modern system. But it's not like buying the software and installing it. Then you need to use a system integrator.
Yeah.
So do you guys do system integrate? Do you guys do the SI work, or are you a layer that makes it go better? Okay.
Yeah, post essay, right? So what is like now the journey look like for a customer to like modernize their platform? So say like a customer chooses Guidewire, right? Insurance suites like Policy Center, Billing Center, and Claim Center. So now what happens? So customer purchases the licenses and then work with the SI partners to get those systems implemented. And what gets like implemented? The new like platform, right? And what is next? So now the platform is ready, right? Like it's like ready for the customers to use. But how about like now the existing data, right? So that's where
Okay. Okay. I think my light bulb just went on. Okay, perfect. So we bring the SI, we get the new system up, and it takes 14 months or however long, and but our data still so how can you help us with that old data?
exactly, and that's where InsOps, right? So this is our like real elevator pitch. So InsOps helps customers sunset like their old systems by taking the data from the legacy system and seamlessly putting that into the modern system, not in 14 months, just like in under just 4 months.
Holy crap. Okay, so I that totally makes sense. Okay, so that's why your website, the first thing I noticed when I looked at the website, the very first thing, retire legacy core systems faster and migrate data without risk, delays, or additional costs. Retire legacy systems. That's the thing. Like
Exactly.
I don't hear that. Normally it's yeah, we transitioned, and the old and the old policies, the old renewals, the old losses, right? There's losses that go on for 30 years, and so those are the we still have to log into the old system for those. So yeah, if you can help us actually move the data with controlled risk and controlled cost, which I'm guessing is I'm guessing that's the reason that's not a standard part of the transition, because you would think that it would be, right? When I buy a new phone or a new computer, like a standard part of the transition is getting my old data into the new phone or computer.
There you go.
Why is that not the case with core systems? I'm guessing, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm guessing because it would be too expensive and too risky, right? It's changing the engine, well, without without crashing the plane mid-flight.
Let me put it like now in a simpler way.
Okay.
It is like a heart, like not transplantation, right?
Okay. Uh-huh.
Right. So you have the whole system up and running live, and you got like now the new like now platform implemented. We need to, it's like the data is like not the heart of like not the system. So now we need to take the heart, right? Take the data, and it is in a different like model. The structure is like completely different for the old system, right? And the system is completely different for the modern system. So that's where like now we take the data, we use AI to accelerate,
Okay.
right? How like now we were able to reduce the timeline from 14 months to 4 months, and that's where we are deploying like now the AI. Traditionally, the like now some of like now the service providers, they are using the traditional approach, right? What do? They deploy army of engineers to build data pipes to get the data out. And that's where we are leveraging the AI to collect the data quickly as possible, no
Okay.
matter what the source data is, technology is. We meet the customer wherever they are, right? With our we have built an ETL-free ingestion engine, right? ETL-free ingestion engine. With that, we can connect to any source data, collect the data, and do the magic and put the data into the new model.
Perfect. Perfect. So basically, this was just not possible
Yes.
3 years ago,
Yeah.
before we really saw an explosion in AI.
Exactly. Let me give you maybe a quick background, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. What is my background, right? Yes, InsOps, founder and CEO, second time founder, right? When I started this company back in 2022, I decided I want to build solutions for the insurance industry, right? So when I decided to do that, that's when I'm like, hey, you know what? Yes, I had the master's degree
No,
back in India.
I think it's important to note that you're not just a engineer who went like, this it looks like this is needed in insurance. Like, looking at your LinkedIn, like you've been in within the IT side of insurance since at least 2001, right? So that's 20
More than
24
25
25.
years.
Okay, so I
We
just want to
got
make that clear,
right?
that you grew up
I was living
within
exactly,
you've lived the pain, and then
exactly,
okay, continue.
exactly, right? And 25 years now insurance industry and 25 years now insurance data. That has been now my core focus until today, right? When I started my company in 2022, even though now I had the masters and now the enormous experience, I'm like, hey, you know what? I need to go back to the school and renew my skill set and mindset, right? So I decided to do my doctorate. I'm doing my doctorate right now, right? And that's how I do a lot of learnings. And as you rightly mentioned, I lived this pain. I dwelled in this space, right? And that's how now I'm like, okay, you know what? Migration 14 months to 18 months, they've got to be a better way to do it, right? So I looked at the AI, and right now I'm leveraging Tony, AI to collect the data as quickly as possible, and then I'm leveraging AI to map the fields, right? As I mentioned, I would say 6 to 8 months, the service companies would spend time just for collecting the raw data from different sources, right? With my AI, the ETL free ingestion engine, if I get access to the source, end of now today, I can get every single raw data out from the insurance ecosystem, right? And then again, the second step would be mapping the data, right? And that's where again traditionally service companies, they would spend 6 to 8 months, 6 to 8 months, right? And we are using the AI to accelerate the mapping. With our AI based mapping, we can get more than 80% of the mapping done. So only for the 20%, we will have to look at it, understand if we have to have uh, uh, um, conversation with the business, have the conversation and figure out the remaining 20%. Not just that, right? We are using the AI to anonymize the data, because we are dealing with this production data, the sensitive information, right? So we are making sure we are leveraging AI to recommend, hey, where do we need the standardization? Where do we need to do the transformation? And where do we need to do the anonymization? The AI is going to recommend, and that's how we are not only accelerating the data migration, we are also making it more and more secured.
So you said something very interesting. The AI recommends. So that kind of implies, so I just want to confirm that a human makes the final decision.
Exactly. Human makes the
Perfect.
final decision, right? So you see this famous phrase, right? Trust but verify,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's exactly what we would do. And whatever the whatever the AI would recommend, we will take we'll look at it and then confirm, yeah, this is good. Or if something is not right, then we will force some of those fields to go for the next round of the mapping, right? So we train the we take the model from source and target, we use them to train, and then we send the actual in the fields that we need to map, the AI is going to send us the mapping back, right? And whatever now I have been sharing right now, we have validated this with our customer, Golden Bear Insurance Company, a California-based personal and commercial line
Mm-hmm. Yep, I
insurance
am
company.
familiar.
You are familiar with the
Mm-hmm.
Golden Bear Insurance Company, right? So here is the story. Golden Bear Insurance Company, they had this 40 years old legacy AS400 system, right? One system had policy information and claims information. In addition to that, they had a separate policy system, right? So our job was to collect the AS400 data and then the policy data from the other system, bring them and then do the magic, right? Do the massage and put it in the right structure. And of course, we used all our processes that I explained, and then we moved the data nicely into the Guidewire cloud platform.
So they fully transitioned the entire system to the Guidewire cloud. Uh, they were able to literally turn off the.
Exactly.
I have no idea if
Exactly.
servers actually turn off like that. They were able to actually like get rid of the old server.
Exactly. So, customer was thinking, okay, what, it's going to take a lot of time, right? And then when they approached some companies, they were giving big timeline and big price tag, and that's when customer approached us, and we are we can definitely help you. So we helped the customer, Golden Bear Insurance Company, migrate their data in under 4 months, Tony. And now they are fully into the Guidewire cloud platform, right? How did that help them, right?
Mhm.
That enabled the customer, the Golden Bear Insurance Company, to start with the next modernization, their policies. Right now they're working on the
No,
policy.
there are so many advantages to fully transition, right? That means that your people don't have to work two separate systems,
Yes.
which is fantastic when it comes to employee retention. It means that you're no longer running that old, expensive to maintain system. You're actually getting off of it, so that's gonna save you
Yep.
money.
Yep.
The customers are gonna get served much better, because otherwise, a claim that happened 5 years ago is getting serviced with the creakiness of the old system, while a claim that happens today is going to get serviced by the new system, right? So like customer service wise, it's going to
Yep.
be, so overall, just being able to bring every claim we have, every policy we have into our modern world, right? Basically, it really enables you to secure the savings and secure the
Yeah.
advantages of
Yeah.
your big fancy purchase,
Yeah.
instead of being stuck in limbo for years and years or decades, which is what
Yeah.
we're used to as an industry, quite honestly. How so it's a lot faster.
Exactly,
Cost
right?
wise, how does it
Yeah.
compare cost wise to so for example, if my Guidewire cloud transition is costing me $1 million, how much might InsOps
Yeah.
add to that to get everything moved over?
Moodle, right? So we are focusing on like now we are focusing only on the data migration,
Mm-hmm.
right? And like I mentioned, we are using like now the AI powered migration solution, and that's how like now we are like now faster and smarter, right? And if I have to say, we are 3x like now faster.
Okay, so 3 times faster.
3 times
Mm-hmm.
faster, right? Which is like going to have like some impact on the pricing side as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it is like again based on what is your data volume, right? How many integrations the customers have. So based on all that, definitely the price point is going to be determined based on all these parameters. But I can assure that the price is going to be much cheaper than what the big fours would be charging right now to the customer.
Okay.
And I could say, definitely there is going to be, you take our number, compare that with their number, you are going to say, wow, let's go with the migration, right? So customers are going to say that.
That is fantastic. So Golden Bear is finished, or it's
Yeah.
completed. Uh, are there other clients that have been completed? Are there other clients that are in
We are we
process?
are we
Or
are we are starting the policy. Okay, here is another story, right? InsOps is a Guidewire partner. We are a Vanguard
fantastic.
company,
Hmm.
right? And we are working very closely with the Guidewire, the Vanguard program team, and we are going one level up in the membership level, right?
Hmm.
From Vanguard, we are thinking to go to the next level, which is the partner connect, right?
Excellent.
So we have customers lined up. The pipelines are we have a healthy pipelines. We are doing the work, right? We are starting the work. Seeing what we have delivered to Golden Bear. So now Golden Bear is not just our customer. They are InsOps and Golden Bear. We are putting our hands together, and they are becoming our strategic partner, right? Seeing what we delivered, which means we are going to be doing the future data work for them, data migration for them, and future data work with Golden Bear Insurance Company. So InsOps and Golden Bear Insurance Company together, we are going to work on lot of data initiatives.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So I intuitively this makes sense to me. So I'm just curious, with you guys being a fairly young company, what's next? What's on the
Yeah.
development pipeline?
In the development pipeline, we are trying to add more and more data sources to our list, and we are making it more and more AI based solutions, trying to simplify wherever we are able to simplify to take the heavy work from the engineers and get the AI helps, right? So Tony, the AI is no longer a nice to have option. It's a must have option, right?
Uh-huh.
As Microsoft says, Copilot is your companion, right? That's exactly what we have been following. So we have taken the AI, and we are leveraging the AI everywhere possible, and we are trying to simplify the data migration, right? And heavy heavy usage of AI, and that's how we are making it more and more easier. So what are some of the things that now we are working on right now, right? So yes, we are now reaching out to the investors, and investors are now showing interest. So we are now trying to bring now some investors into InsOps, so that we can even now expand, we can scale now what we are doing, some of now the developments where now we can now spend now more time, build now the team. Yes, now we are relatively now young company. We are trying to now scale, and those are some of the areas now we are working on right now, in addition to building now our pipelines.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Uh, Now I've got to say, I very often have great episodes with business side co-founders,
Yeah.
and the only bad episodes are CTOs that are very good technologists, but
Yeah.
they can't make a passionate case for why what they're doing is important for the business. I understood this, right? Even though I'm non-technical,
Yeah.
I'm an insurance nerd, not a tech nerd. This makes intuitive sense to me,
Yeah.
and this feels like something that was deeply needed in our industry. It's shameful how and wasteful
Yeah.
how the traditional way that we do those systems transitions takes forever. It's so expensive, and it doesn't even finish, right? You can very rarely disconnect the old system, so you only get partial benefits. Uh,
Exactly. Exactly. So even now within the insurance industry, right? Right now our focus is just now PNC, and even now within the PNC, we are focusing a lot now on the tier 3 and tier 4, right? Like a golden bear,
yeah,
um,
regionals and super regionals.
price of exactly,
Hmm.
right? The MGAs, right? And the mutuals, those are now the customers we are now focusing on right now. Doesn't mean that now we cannot help the tier 3 or tier 2, tier 1 customers. We have been talking to them. The good thing about now our solution, as I mentioned, we are now the AI powered migration engine that we have built, and we do now the AI based mapping, and we have also now adopted the agentic approach, which means the data migration that now we are doing, it follows now a nice workflow. So migration is not just music to the ears and anymore. It is now I would say it's a a symphony, data symphony to the customers, right? We make it now so simple and so secured, and that's how with the with our cloud, this is again a cloud based solution, which means no matter what is the data volume that we need to deal with, based on that we can scale up, scale down, right? So that doesn't matter at all.
All right, fantastic. Now, thank you so much for your time today. This is super interesting, much more so than it has any right to be, given how technical it is.
Yes.
Uh, for the listeners, when this goes live, I will include I will tag you on LinkedIn and the company on LinkedIn when it goes live, and in the show notes, There's your LinkedIn and the company. Thank you so much for your time today.
No problem. Thank you so much. And we are doing this. If you can bring us some referrals, that would be great. Thanks for having me in your show today, Tony.
My pleasure.